well. Let me just make sure that it's actually showing up correctly. You know how these things are sometimes. Looks like it is coming through. Beautiful. Okay, great.
Let's just do one thing. Let's wait for everyone to join in.
Sure.
And I guess, we can start.
How are you guys doing tonight?
We're okay. We're surviving. How are you?
I am also okay. I'm also surviving. Um, you know that
The kids are
that's
doing well.
yeah. No, everyone's good. Everyone's good. I have my surviving confetti here that I can turn on at will. So yeah, it's all is well. All is well. It's been a long day. Started off pretty early this morning with my daughter heel dropping the side of my head because she climbed into bed and decided that she did not want me in the bed anymore, so I had to leave. You know how it goes.
Yeah, we can relate.
I'm going to, let's see here, see if I can get the chat window up too.
Well, I did prepare a bold statement and stuff like that for me to welcome you, but I guess you don't need any welcoming. You are just the person who can grab attention and all the stuff needed for the project to go on and move on. So
Oh, dude.
I'm gonna be just mute today, and
No,
I'll
no, 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 no.
no, no,
I
no, no,
want to.
please. I just wanted to appreciate you and how the value.
Well, I think you can do that once
One,
everyone has
yeah.
joined.
I was just making a conversation with him right now.
It's all good, man. It's all good. I appreciate you guys having me on here to chat about all of this. You specifically, you've been a member of a various number of communities that I've seen for a long time. Anytime I hop on a live, you're always there. I see your profile, and when you reached out the other day and asked if I had some time to chat, I was super happy to take that time, because I think that it's stuff like this that builds communities. It's stuff like this and these events and get-togethers, even if they're just digital, that really matter and make a big difference. So I'm delighted to be here to talk to all of you guys tonight.
Likewise. I think he has been, trying his best.
Oh, you're amazing.
No, it's all mine. So
Let's-
before starting,
Mhm.
I want to introduce a person from my team, some team members. One of them is Anwar Hossain Manju Bhai and Jahangir Bhai, MD Amir Hossain Bhai. They have been very very supportive team members. Uh, anyone can anyone can dream of, like
Mm-mm-mm.
they they worked very hard. Uh, they were very excited to meet you because they have been to Gala, Gala community
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
from the very beginning with me, and they were they are legends in their
Own specific
own specific
way.
way, and I'm glad they're supporting me and taking my lead. I'm not saying that I'm leading them, but I would say that I'm working with them. It's a teamwork for us right
Actually,
now.
they jumped to do the project the second Siam introduced them to this project. They didn't even question or ask anything whether they should or whether they shouldn't. They didn't even ask any questions. They were like, if you want me to join, if you think that it's a good project, they relied on Siam's decision or opinion.
Mm.
I think that's what is needed to be a good team member at its best.
And obviously, the project itself.
Yes.
I don't think anyone can actually ignore the project. Yeah.
Well, we hope not. We've spent a lot of time trying to make it what it is right now, and we're very proud of it. So we're happy that everyone can appreciate that. It makes me very happy.
So some of us is very much excited to talk with you for a moment,
Mhm.
if you have time.
Of course.
So I'd like to call Ashish Bhai and Munju Bhai if you want to talk, please, you can.
And
We
and I before we do that, I just want to apologize. Um, I will screw your names up, so
It's
I
fine.
just apologize. Just in
like
general, I have no defense for myself other than the fact that it's more syllables than I'm used to.
Exactly.
I'm not
Don't
even gonna
worry.
try because I don't want to embarrass myself. So I just yeah.
yeah, Ashish bhai. Hello, can you hear me,
Uh,
Ashish?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Hi, Bitbandar. How are you?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Yeah, I am fine. Actually, we are Gala note holder, basically long times ago, and
Okay.
we know you. You are a good leader and you are a good mentor also. So we follow you so many times ago. When you introduce Datagram project, we are
Mm-hmm.
very excited because we hope this is good project and we are very much excited and we hope this project, so many people success this project and definitely we hope this is a good project very soon. Actually, right now we just run our test node, and we don't know when real node is running and real node, real coin is coming. We are eagerly waiting for this Digram coin.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Well,
Okay.
it's gonna be sooner than you think. This is not going to be one of those things that stretches out for years, you know, without a TGE. This is coming very quickly.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. Uh,
Thank you again for coming our meeting.
I'm happy to be here with you
Actually,
guys.
okay. Thank you, sir.
Ashish bhai and Manju bhai or everyone and anyone, সবারই যদি কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন থাকে যেটা আপনারা ইংলিশে হেজিটেশন ফিল করতেছেন বা বলতে একটু আনকমফোর্টেবল ফিল করতেছেন, আপনারা বলেন, আমি ট্রান্সলেট করে দিব, যতটুকু সম্ভব আমি কমিউনিকেশনে হেল্প করবো ভাইয়া. Jason, I hope that it's fine. I try to tell them that if they have any question and they're uncomfortable asking it in English, they can just say it in Bengali so I can help them translate it to you.
Sure. You guys can also drop, if it's easier to type it or use a translator or something, I do have the chat up so I can see that and happy to answer questions in text as well.
Yeah, I can do that.
We
I'll
can
try.
we'll do whatever
It's
others are
convenient for you.
comfortable with, actually. We are comfortable with both though.
Perfect.
So,
Manju bhai,
Manju bhai, you there?
Hello, bro. How are you today?
Well, I'm
I hope
doing great.
you are very well. This is Anwar Monju. Most welcome from Bangladesh.
Mr. Coin. Can I call you Mr. Coin?
Okay, please come to the point. I want to know about your Datagram project from you.
Okay.
For this,
What would you like to
we
know?
have made of lot of big teams
Mhm.
from your project. That's why we are already made a big team in Bangladesh. Please briefly you discuss about your work plan, your Datagram project.
Sure. So there's a couple things, and just give me just a second. I'm sending a link to one of the guys that I work with. Okay, so he may be dropping in here as well. So basically, when you talk about the reward plan, there's a few things I think that are important to discuss. The first is you know, I know that people are running alpha testnet nodes right now, and they would like to have get some sort of reward out of that. You know, that's definitely something that is going to be happening here. We'll be releasing the announcement regarding how that will work probably within the next couple weeks. And you know, that's the first thing. So we basically, out of the ecosystem bucket in the white paper, there will be a carve out of that is basically for those who are running alpha testnet nodes right now and stacking up points and things like that. So that's going to be a good thing. The the way that we're doing it specifically for the alpha testnet is going to be kind of interesting. Do you guys want any alpha? I have a little bit of alpha I can give you that I think you'll like. So a lot of people when they look at how airdrops have worked, okay, and we're getting a lot of questions like, is it going to be a vesting system? Is it going to be, things like that? Oh, Chris is here. Hello, Chris. Welcome.
Hello.
People, Chris, are you feeling better, Chris? Chris has been massively sick all day. Are you dead yet?
Not dead yet. But I'm doing better.
Okay.
I'm doing a lot better than yesterday.
If I have to send the cart around to pick you up, we can do that. And
That would be great. That would be really great.
I'm just talking. I'm getting ready to give a little bit of alpha here. That nobody at all has heard. And people would probably get mad at me if they knew I was doing this. Ha 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 ha. Good thing it's not being live streamed everywhere. So basically, the way that this is going to work is there is going to be not a lockup, okay, in the traditional sense of the word. What you're going to get is essentially an NFT that is equal to a certain number of tokens. These tokens can be claimed progressively as time goes on, or you can take that NFT to make this fully liquid for you, and you can sell that to somebody else. And essentially, that makes it so that you don't have a situation where there's massive liquidity, not tons of dumping going straight forward right into the very beginning. But instead, you still have the liquidity and the ability to kind of sell off the entire chunk to somebody else without creating a liquidity event. So it's a really cool system. And then those NFTs paired with node operations can be unlocked progressively over time. And let me just answer a question. VivoBook. These are mostly from Bangladesh. So we've got the Datagram community joining from Discord as well. So that's good. How do you guys say? I need to learn how to speak some Bangladesh-y. I have to work on that.
Yeah, I'll teach you.
Okay, perfect. When I come visit, we can have some lessons. But anyway, so there's that. That's one component of the reward here, because we know that two things. We don't want to have a situation where there's a ton of farmers that then just bleh everywhere and run away to the next project. That's not good for anybody, right? We want to allow people to have the ability to exit, okay, and go somewhere else if they want to, but also do so in a way that is responsible and protects, sort of the project as a whole and the community as a whole. My number one priority in all of this is protecting the community, number one all the time. So everything that I can do to do that, I will do, even if it's sometimes, somewhat unpopular or things like that. So that's one component. Now, when we get into the main net, the distribution is a little bit more standardized. So basically, there's a chunk of the distribution that goes to node operators, okay, and it will be distributed on a daily basis. It is it's calculated by calculating the latent supply, which is the difference between the max supply and the current total supply. A certain percentage of that will be released every day. So you have a decay curve in terms of emissions. It's pretty tight, but it's also I think it's going to be something that most people will be happy with in the long term. So that's one thing. I'm being tagged right now. Why am I being tagged? Final numbers prior to release. Hold on, I'm checking this. Ship it, Chris. Sorry. I get to do these community things, but I also have to hop on and actually answer questions sometimes.
So, Manju bhai, apni apna answer paisen asha kori.
Yes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And
Uh,
and by the way, guys, if you have any other questions or that wasn't a good enough explanation, or don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm more than happy to explain pretty much whatever to you guys.
Yeah, yeah. They will.
Yeah,
I
I
get
have
it.
one question, Jason.
Mhm.
How many test node distribute? How many test node license distribute?
How many licenses have been distributed so far? I would have to look and see. I know that there is a gap between the operational licenses and the number of licenses distributed, and I believe that the reason for that is because there have been people who, when you turn on a node, the system constantly will check to see if that node is there, right? But if you turn it off, you turn that node off and turn another node on, it counts as two nodes, even though one of them is operational, but the system is still looking for this one for a while. So there is a gap between the number of total node instances that have shown up online and the total number of licenses distributed. Is it, Rifat, am I echoing as well, or is it other people echoing? Or
It's just because of us.
okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, kind of like an echo count thingy. Yes, absolutely. Sort of like that. That's a good way to put it, actually. Go ahead.
Hey Jason, how are you? Hope my voice is clear.
Perfectly. You good?
Okay, cool. I have a question for you. Like, we're in right now phase 2 of alpha test, right?
Yep.
So, will there be more phase 3 or phase 4, or phase 2 will be the last?
Phase 2, the current plan is for phase 2 to be the last, going into kicking off a node sale here quite soon, and then going from there to the mainnet launch.
Okay, cool. So, like 2025 Q3 or Q4?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Thanks.
No problem. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm quite happy with how all of this will go. Welcome, Poland. Nice to see you here.
Let me tell you something.
Sure.
The issue is here that maximum people are really fluent with Bangladeshi, Bengali language. They are really
Bengali.
not
Okay.
really not fluent with English language. That's why you are getting less and less questions out of them. Actually.
No, it's totally fine. And please feel free if you guys have a group chat that you're talking, like, ask questions of one another, and then whoever wants to speak English can ask me, and I'm more than happy to answer.
The common question over here is like when the node site is coming and the TG.
Mm-hmm. So the specific date of the node sale has not yet been released. It will likely be released in, I'm thinking, on Thursday, maybe Friday. So you guys will have that information. It is going to be quite soon.
No, thank you. So it will be announced the date. You will announce the date.
Yes.
Okay, on Thursday, right?
Thursday or Friday, maybe next week. I'm not the one who does that. There's Tiffany runs our marketing. She's going to be handling that announcement. So, it's not entirely up to me. But when that is announced, then you will know. But it's going to be quite soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you give us an average estimate what will be the price of the nodes? Like, will there be any category or any type, or all nodes will be the same price?
There's going to be some different, and it's kind of a cool thing. I don't want to go into too much detail here.
Just some spoilers will be fine.
Basically, there's going to be 3 tiers, and then there's going to be tranches within those tiers. The tiers are going to be a little bit unique in that you get it, like one tier is just a node license, another tier is a node license plus some other stuff, and then the third tier is a node license plus some more stuff. And so you can choose you know, which tier you want, and then there's 4 tranches within each tier that have.
So like Mini Max Pro. I'm just setting it up example, right?
It's let me put it to you this way. Half of the nodes will be available for less than anyone was ever able to purchase a Gala node for.
Oh, that's really cheap. If
It's
I
very
remember
it's
correctly.
very the idea was to make it so that people could come in and get in, and it's not going to be a huge, massive supply out of the gate. It's not going to be one of these, like, you know, 300,000 node license things or anything like that. It's quite conservative. Put it that way.
Right. Thanks, Evan.
No problem.
So I would like to add another question, because what we have seen through the market recently, there are some node types, like they have the specific cap times for the node license, like 1 year renewing node license, recurring.
Oh, renewing node license? No, I'm not doing that shit.
We're not going to do this, right?
No. We're not going to do that. We're not going to change the rules on you down the road. We're not going to, you know, demand that you stake a certain amount of token, you know, arbitrarily. You know, I don't play those games. And I think that anyone who's seen some of my posts I've made on X lately understands how frustrated I am with certain other situations out there, if you will, and I'm not going to do that.
So let me take your time, because I have to explain all those things in Bengali in short.
Please, you do that. I'm going to type in Telegram for a minute. Go ahead.
Sure. So আমরা যেটা শুনছিলাম সেটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে আমাদেরকে নোড লাইসেন্সের অনেক প্রশ্ন ছিল যে নোড লাইসেন্স গুলো আসলে কেমন প্রাইস হবে। তো যেটা বললো সেটা হচ্ছে গিয়ে শুরুর দিকে গালা নোডের যেরকম প্রাইস ছিল লাইক $500, এটা তার চেয়েও কম হবে, অনেক কম হবে, অর্ধেকেরও কম হবে, এরকম একটা আমরা আশা পাচ্ছি। এন্ড অ্যাকচুয়ালি আশা পাচ্ছি না, আমরা এটা ইনশাআল্লাহ দেখবো। তো যেটা হতে পারে আপনার 200 থেকে শুরু করে 300, 400, 500 এখন বলা যাচ্ছে না। আর 3টা ক্যাটাগরি হবে এই নোটগুলোর, মানে মনে করেন আপনি প্রিমিয়াম সার্ভিস চাচ্ছেন, তখন হয়তো বা এটার দাম লেটস সে 500 টাকা
হবে, তারপরের ধাপে আরেক রকম হবে, তৃতীয় ধাপে আরেক রকম হবে। আর আপনাদের নিজেদের থেকেও যদি বাংলায় কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন থাকে যেটা আপনারা বুঝতে চাচ্ছেন, সেটা একটু যদি বলতেন, তাহলে আমাদের জন্য মানে কোন কোয়েশ্চেনের আনসার দিব এটা আমরা অ্যাকচুয়ালি বলতে ইজি।
আমি যে প্রশ্নগুলো অলরেডি আমার কমিউনিটি থেকে পেয়েছি আমি সেগুলো বললাম। আর এই নোড লাইসেন্স গুলোর মেয়াদ থাকবে না, রিনিউ করতে হবে না, ইটস আ লাইফ টাইম নোড লাইসেন্স। ইউ ডোন্ট হ্যাভ টু
আমার একটা প্রশ্ন হচ্ছে যে কতগুলা পয়েন্ট দিয়ে একটি নোট দিবে?
সেটা এখনো বলা যাচ্ছে না ভাইয়া, এটা এখনো কনফার্মেশনে আসেনি। এটা বলবে, ডিসক্লোজ করবে।
এটা হচ্ছে পয়েন্টসটা যখন ইন ফিউচারে টোকেনাইজেশন করবে তখন এটা দিবে। এটা আমাদের হোয়াইট পেপারে বলা আছে।
এসএম ভাই, আমরা একটা দুইটা কোশ্চেন নেওয়ার পরে আমরা ওর থেকে শুনি, বিটভেন্ডর থেকে শুনি।
So people want to you, Bipender. Let's you present all the things. We'll just listen to you.
তার সময় নষ্ট না করি, ঠিক আছে?
না মঞ্জু ভাই, একটা প্রবলেম হচ্ছে কি, এখানে এই যে চ্যাটে দেখেন একজন লিখেছে বাংলায় সবাইকে ব্যাখ্যা করে দেন, তো যার কারণে এখন আবার বিটবেন্ডারকে ইন্টারাপ্ট করে আমাদের বলতে হচ্ছে।
না, ইটস ওকে, বাট আমরা বাংলায় আবার দরকার যারা আছে তাদেরকে আবার আমরাই বুঝাবো, না অসুবিধা নাই। আগে আমরা ওর কথাগুলো নিই, গুরুত্বপূর্ণ কথাগুলো নিই।
কোশ্চেন না করলে উনি উত্তর কি দিবেন?
ওইটাই, আমরা কিছু কোশ্চেন নিয়ে তারপর ওর কাছে যাই, আমি এটাই বলছি।
এই কোশ্চেন যদি থাকে, কারো যদি কোনো কিছু জিজ্ঞেস করা থাকে একটু বলেন, তাহলে আমরা তাকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারি বা আপনারা জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারেন।
Good night. I have a question directly to our CEO. Can you
ভাইয়া, it would be very nice, মানে আপনাদের সবার কাছে আমার একটা অনুরোধ থাকবে, নিজে থেকে আনমিউট করে আসলে কোশ্চেন করবেন না, প্লিজ জাস্ট আস্ক।
Go ahead and ask, and I'll also hit a few questions that I'm getting in the chat here. And just those of you who are following. I'm getting some X comments and stuff like that. This chat is primarily for Siam's community in Bangladesh. If you're interested in having one of these sort of for your own local community, definitely reach out to me in Discord or on Telegram, and I'm happy to set something up. I need to get something on the books for the community in the Philippines for sure, and you know, Pakistan and Indonesia and everywhere else. So, you know, don't worry, don't worry on that. Okay, what was there was another question, I believe, that somebody had.
Maybe he just wanted to introduce himself. So I'll be very glad if you start your presentation and whatever you have to.
Sure. Well, I mean, for this, I can give a basic presentation sort of on why Datagram. I didn't like prepare a deck. I'm not going to make you guys sit through slides or anything stupid like that. But I will tell you sort of why this happens and give you a little bit of my my background in the space and why I'm doing what I'm doing here at Datagram. And I think it's going to be rather important because a lot of you guys actually have been following along for a while, and so you sort of know some of what I'm going to say here. So, I've been in crypto now for some time. I originally got involved in 2013, 2014. In 2014, at the very beginning, I looked at crypto as a way to sort of change the world, right? There's a very big idealistic philosophical push behind everything in the blockchain space, and that was obviously a hugely important thing for me. And so for me, I looked at blockchain as a way to fix some of the problems that I saw in the developing world. I had spent some time when I was a little bit younger doing disaster relief in Haiti following the earthquake. That was, oh God, it was so many years ago now. It's like almost 20 years ago, I think. I think it was 20 years ago. No, it couldn't have been 20 years, 15 years ago. And so anyway, I had seen a bunch of, you know, pretty terrible stuff during that. And, you know, a big part of it was foreign aid. And so I wanted to find a way to use blockchain to fix some of these problems in the foreign aid space. And so what I essentially did is I wrote a paper proposing the creation of a concept called the aid dollar, which ended up getting an award from the Global Development Network and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I tried really hard to turn that into something, but found that it was very difficult to get governments and NGOs sort of on board. And so, you know, that eventually became sort of a stepping stone into getting involved in the play and earn gaming space. And so that was kind of where Gala started out. Philosophically, I was, you know, very closely connected at the very beginning. I was, I think, the 8th employee to officially join the team, even though I had been, you know, contributing some thoughts, you know, prior to that. And I tried for a long time to you know, and for 4 years I was there. We did some pretty cool stuff. And in the end, you know, I wanted to go and sort of stretch out and focus on you know, building out DePIN things. Things were not going, you know, internally quite the way I wanted, and so it was, you know, I wanted to go and you know, build something else essentially. And so that's what I did. And I originally started off with LFG. LFG is designed specifically to you know, basically help onboard people into the DePIN space from the perspective of you know, helping people sell nodes and things like that. But what I discovered is that, you know, most DePIN projects, most projects that sell nodes do so as, you know, almost as a fundraising initiative and don't necessarily track it from the perspective of, okay, well, what does this actually do? You know, even most of the larger DePIN projects out there, they don't actually do much because they don't have users. They start from a supply perspective, and you know, there's no demand for whatever it is they offer. So you have all this wasted infrastructure. All of their uptime tracking is typically just feeding back to a MongoDB. There is no on-chain portion of uptime tracking at all. And you know, generally speaking, it's just not what it could be. And so this is where Datagram comes in. Now, I co-founded Datagram with a man named Dr. William Nguyen. Dr. William is probably one of the coolest technologists I've had the privilege of working with. He's a very, very gifted man. He's, I guess that the way that I would describe him is that he was doing DePIN stuff when I was still very, very interested in playing with Legos as a kid. He's been in the DePIN space since the mid 90s. He worked at did some work at Lawrence Livermore Labs on parallel and distributed compute in the mid 90s. Went on to study at Harvard and did distributed and parallel compute for computational biology. So, he's got an extremely deep history in what we eventually came to call DePIN, right? I was involved in DePIN before DePIN was DePIN. He was involved in DePIN before there was blockchain, by a long shot. So absolutely awesome guy, and we realized we could turn this into something better. So what we did is we took an existing Web 2 company and we decentralized the back end of that company, and we're able to onboard a lot of different companies to use decentralized infra. So as of right now, we've got about 1.2 million users and about 200 companies that are on Datagram today. I think a hot mic there, or I'm not sure if that was a question. But anyway, so yeah, that was what we've got going on, and the entire thing for me, and the reason that I'm so passionate about this is because I see DePIN and building a new sort of decentralized internet as a really key component to really honestly building the future technological foundation that we really need in this world. We're now at a point where compute can happen at the edge in a major way. I've got a computer that has a GPU in it that can do AI inference with the right model without a problem. And 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that wasn't possible. Back in those days, centralized compute was the only way to go, and I don't think that's what it is right now. So the long-term vision for this is not just decentralized infrastructure, but rather a internet that meshes together with everything and can replace these legacy systems that we all know need to be replaced. It's not going to replace everything. There's still going to be stuff that you want to do in a data center. If you're doing massive AI training, for example, there's no way that a decentralized, system of having a bunch of random cards and a bunch of random computers spread all over the place will work as well as, 8 sequentially serial numbered cards in a rack together. So it's not going to do everything, but I think that there's a lot of the internet, especially stuff at the edge, that Datagram can work to become, and that's where we're going with this. So, fit in your question there, Tech Explorer. It's a pretty big vision. It's an ambitious vision. Rifat, go ahead. Am I saying your name correctly, by the way?
Yeah, that's fine.
Perfect.
Okay, I have great. I have a question for around about the hardware spec. Like you said that you have a very, very bright future plan about this. So right now there is no minimum hardware spec to run the alpha test node. I'm sure there'll be.
There is actually. It's not hugely. It's so here's the thing, and this is kind of. This is a philosophical point. Okay. This entire ecosystem was specifically designed to facilitate people who wanted to run nodes at home. Okay, I've said this before about other node networks, but the best node network is a massively distributed node network where everybody is all over the world. And if you look at the map, that's what you see right now. It's absolutely fantastic. but these nodes are spread out all over the place, being run on computers. That's like that's important. Now, in terms of installing it on a VPS, okay, we totally understand that people are going to do that. We get it. It is a suboptimal solution. In my mind, from a philosophical perspective. Okay, that doesn't mean you can't do it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's all fine. We get it. But the strongest network is going to be the most distributed, and the most distributed means that you're not going to be in a data center or on a virtualized machine with a bunch of other nodes. So there is a minimum spec. I think we've managed to get the spec down to dual core, 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of space, if I remember correctly, and solid bandwidth and connection and stuff. But that's basically what we've the hardware specs. Now, in time, as the system has more demand, okay, there is a component of the aggregation layer that essentially will share out work to the nodes that are best suited to do that work. Okay, if you're running your node on a toaster, for example, and somebody has a fairly heavy GPU job, it should not give it to you to do because you can't do it. So over time, there will be people who are getting, based on their hardware specs, more of the actual workload, but there will always be an uptime component for the people who have been simply running nodes.
Yeah, that's good. So we can expect that in future GPU requirement might be required or not. It's totally optional, right?
Say again? What could be required? What was that? Can you say that again? Can you guys hear me?
Can you
repeat your question,
repeat the
please?
question? Yeah. Oh, he is having an audio issue.
Okay. Then, Clinton, do you want to ask a question while he fixes his audio? Go ahead. Next question.
Okay, so I want to ask you another question.
Sure.
It's around there, like how you are planning to convert those points into like UDP, AI, and TCP points into DGram or something like that.
Yep.
DGram, then the point DGram will be converted into data, right? This is how the cycle works, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. So basically, this is how it works. VivoBook was listening and heard better than me. Is there any chance of GPU requirement in the future? Probably not. I don't want to say no for sure, but I want to, like, I think that it's going to get to a point in the future where GPUs are fairly standard. So I think it'll just be part of it. But for at least for things at home, I don't think it'll be a hard requirement in the future. It will be a hard requirement to get GPU tasks, though, obviously, because we can't. If you don't have a GPU, I can't serve out tasks that require a GPU. Okay, so the multi-token economy, how does this work? Okay, so for starters, the first thing that everyone gets worried about is when they hear about other tokens in the ecosystem, they get very worried that there's, a bunch of tokens that have to be supported and things like that. That is not the case here. Okay, the only actual token that is transferable within the ecosystem is the Dgram token. Period. Full stop. Okay, there are no secondary tokens that people can share around with each other or anything like that. Now, the way, though, that you use that token, okay, really matters. For us, the number one thing in terms of all of this is how do we make it easy for people to join the ecosystem and adopt, right? yeah. So how do you make it easier for people to enter the ecosystem? Now, if you only have one token, okay, and people buy that token today because they want to use it, because remember, this is a utility token. You can use it to pay for services in the network. If you buy, say, $50 of a token, right, and then the president launches a meme coin, and the liquidity dries up out of the entire market and everything drops 50% overnight, and that token is now $25 worth of token. That is a terrible user experience for people, especially if you're new to crypto. Okay, everyone remember what it was like being new, and you're like, oh yes, this is great. I've purchased this thing, and then you open up MetaMask the next day, and that thing is now down 70% because of some whatever, and that gut punch feeling, right? Nobody likes that, so we want to try to eliminate that as much as possible. So if you buy credit on the system, and that's referred to as the data credits. If you buy the data credits, those data credits are whatever the value is, the fiat value that you purchase them for. Now, again, they're not transferable. They can only be burned. Okay, so you take Dgram, let's say you burn $50 of Dgram, you get $50 of data credits, and moving on with life. So now we have these data credits. Now, when you perform tasks in the ecosystem, or you ask the ecosystem to do things, you host a call, or you send out a render job, or you do whatever it is that you do, right? That data is then burned, okay, and becomes whatever the service is that you are using, whether it's AI or GPU or UDP or whatever, right? So it automatically converts from data over to that other token. Then that token at the end of the day auto converts at a 3-day moving average back. I think it's 3-day. Might have changed that, but at a moving average of some number, back to Dgram.
7-day moving average.
What was that?
It's 7-day moving average.
Oh, 7-day. We moved it to 7-day. Okay. So, but basically, what it does is it makes it so that your node does work. Okay, receives that work, and then passes it, gets the token, and then it automatically converts back to Dgram, which you then have and can do what you want with.
So it will be an automatic process, right?
Correct.
So
Now,
7 days.
Yeah. The reason that it's an automatic process is because anytime you have something like that out there, that essentially becomes, this is an imprecise term, but I think you'll understand what I mean when I say it. That value that exists out there becomes a debt from the ecosystem, essentially, and so we have to clear that out and keep it constantly moving through. And then Vivo Book just asked a quick question. The 100 hours is 100 hours of uptime to be able to claim your points at the very beginning, or from phase 1 in phase 2. And the reason for that is that we basically gave everybody full points in phase 1, no matter what. And so now we need you to actually run your node so that you can claim those points. That's all. Adnan, you have a question, sir. That's Dr. Adnan. Am I saying that correctly? Adnan, MD.
MD Adnan. Yeah. MD Adnan. Hello. Please ask your question.
Okay, I guess we should be moving on.
What other questions do you guys have? We got about 15 minutes left, I think. Is that? I think we'll do an hour.
We saw the question.
Yeah, so I have a question. Sorry, last time I had an issue with the mic, so I had to drop out. Okay, if I can say, like in Gala, we had some local regional heads, like the community heads.
Mhm.
Is there? Have you chosen anyone for Bangladesh, or is it all will be local community driven? What's the deal?
Does Gala actually have actual official heads now?
Official, let's just say unofficial, like they had. right.
That's something I
local.
always tried to get done while I was there. I'm glad if they've done it. I'm glad they've done it. So basically, the idea here is there will be we're working closely with different communities of builders around the world.
Right, right.
We have our ambassador program, and part of our ambassador program, and there's multiple tiers in the ambassador program. You can take a look at it. It's on the website. Um, the ambassador program is specifically designed kind of to start people out, and then the people who are, you know, working the hardest essentially and doing the most, like, you know, Siam is here for this. Um, Create a situation where it becomes clear that they're really contributing to the community, and so they will become sort of a little bit more official as we go forward. And then anytime we do an event in that area, then we would you know, lean into them. So yes, there will absolutely be, you know, very engaged community leads and community efforts, and academic efforts as well. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I've always wanted to do but was never able to get done, but now I'm able to do it here because, you know, it's easier for me to get stuff done here.
That's really great. That's really good to hear.
Thank you, by the way, Kyle, for answering the question in the Twitter chat. I appreciate it. What other questions can I answer for you guys?
I have. Why am I listening? Is he going?
No, someone else had picked up the mic. That's it.
So is it correct that the uptime reward is like 80 to 20% in
Currently, yes, that is correct. So basically, over time, the way that it functions is it starts off 80% uptime, 20% usage, right? And then that will stay that way for some time, likely at least 6 months, you know, potentially a year or longer. So it stays as uptime, but then as usage starts coming into the system, it becomes more and more important that we have, you know, capacity to handle that usage, and so that will begin to shift over more towards usage and away from just pure uptime. And then, you know, it becomes a question of, you know, what sort of machine are you using, where are you located, you know, that these concepts are super important because, you know, if you have, for example, within your community, right, you operate, let's just look purely at real-time communication for example for a second, right? So you're running a node. Now, if there's nobody else running a node in your community, okay, and you have access to a community of people around you, okay, and you convince all of them to use Datagram, or you get local businesses and you onboard those local businesses and you get them using Datagram, or a person who has or a company that they host websites or whatever it is that they do, right? You build an application on top of Datagram, you know, you create a white label streaming service on Datagram, do whatever you want, right? All of those things are possible. And everybody using that service is geographically located close to you, then your node, okay, or close to your node becomes the nearest best node in all likelihood to whoever is, you know, in the vicinity. And so it becomes really possible to play this, you know, almost a secondary game of where is the demand, where do I put my node, how can I grow demand that is near my node that will serve my node. You know, so yes, absolutely, it's a DCDN. That's part of it. Is there's a DCDN concept that's part of this, and so, you know, those are very, very important components here, and so that's basically what yeah, there's going to be a lot of that sort of stuff in the future. How long will we run the node? Crypto King, is that, which Crypto King is that? Is that the Crypto King I know, or is that a different Crypto King? Anyway, how long will we run the node? Forever. I mean, the idea is to build a long-term sustainable ecosystem that actually works and doesn't fall over. So, you know, how long do you want to run the node? How long do you want to continue receiving rewards? The tokenomics are based essentially on the burn mint equilibrium to make it so it's something that hopefully, fingers crossed, should be able to go on essentially in perpetuity.
So basically, we might need to get some local people to get the idea, build upon a datagram, and then we'll expect to get some storage. And sorry for my vocal.
No worries.
I hope you can hear me. So then we can hope to get some datagram, right? Is this like something like this, or we'll get point for the uptime also?
You get points for the uptime also. Yeah, you will always get points for the uptime. But so looking at usage, right? You take a company like I don't know if you saw my tweet earlier, but I kind of mentioned this. If you take a company like Amazon, why was Amazon successful? Right? Amazon wasn't successful because Jeff Bezos said, "I really want to sell books." Right? That's not what made Amazon successful. If Jeff Bezos just wanted to sell books, then Amazon would just be a little tiny online bookstore with some craptastic HTML page and a few books and a PayPal button, and that would be it, right? That's not what he wanted to do. What he did is he built a platform that enables other people to make money. Okay? Now, what Datagram is, okay, what Datagram has here is a system that enables somebody like any of you on this call or anyone listening to say, you know what, I'd like to build a business on top of that. Okay, I would like to take some of that capacity that exists in that network and sell that capacity to other people. Okay, I am going to build a business and we're going to do streaming of whatever. Okay, and we're going to do that through the Datagram network. Now, it would cost X if we did it through, A, B, or C centralized provider. And it's going to cost significantly less than that if we have it going through Datagram. And so because of that, I can charge my customers less than I would charge them if I was using the centralized provider. I make money because now I'm running this business that is using Datagram, okay? The ecosystem thrives because every single time that person is doing anything in the network, they're burning Dgram, okay? And it creates this loop, which then in turn is beneficial for the node operators because the amount of Dgram that gets emitted over time, this burn mint equilibrium. So when Dgram tokens are burned, that is beneficial for the long-term emission. So yeah, that's that. Let's see. Rijal wants to know when Datagram give main node. I believe that's what that is. That's good. There's going to be an announcement on that, hopefully this week, maybe early next week, maybe 3 months later, probably before that. But
so another question that came into my mind. You're saying that in your white paper, you're saying that people have to burn $50 worth of Datagram before to submit to accept any proposal, right?
For the governance. So the governance thing is designed specifically to make it to do a couple things. Anytime you have a governance proposal, it needs to be something that people are serious about, right? If people are not serious about it, then you're gonna, or actually it's not that. It's not that if people aren't serious. It's that if people aren't serious and there is a pathway for non-serious people to begin making a bunch of governance proposals, things start to fall apart really quickly. So the way that we set this up, and we attempted to make it balanced, and again, as it says in the paper, this is something that we will probably be revisiting, is we wanted to make it so that if people come into the network and they want to make a proposal, Okay, it's not a proposal. They can't just come in and say, okay, I would like to vote that Bitbender changes his glasses from orange to blue because reasons, and it wastes everybody's time, it wastes tech, it's not good. So we wanted to make it so that if there was somebody who wanted to put like a serious proposal through, they could, and people then would need to back that at a serious level as well. So it creates a situation where everybody actually has to take it seriously, and then it becomes a serious conversation for governance.
So someone is asking that, can you let us know how much will be a single price?
I think he has already answered the same question
Yeah.
multiple times.
And মামুন ভাই, আমি যেটা বলতে চাচ্ছি যে বাংলায় শোনার জন্য যদি নিয়ে থাকেন, ও বাংলা জানে না, বিপিনের বাংলা জানে না, and we are not expecting him to learn Bangla and give us
Communicate with us. That's the reason we're here.
So আমরা এখানে আছি, আমরা হচ্ছে কি যদি মানে ও চলে যাওয়ার পরে আমরা হচ্ছে কি চেষ্টা করব আপনাকে বাংলায় যেই সেশনগুলো হয়েছে আমরা ব্যাখ্যা দিব। যদি এটার মাঝখানে আমরা ব্যাখ্যা দিতে থাকি যেটা হবে, তাহলে এই মিটিংটা অনেক বেশি স্ট্রেচ করবে। হ্যাঁ,
আর আরেকটা ব্যাপার মেবি আপনি খেয়াল করেছেন যে আমি মাঝখানে তাও
ভাইজান এখানে আসলে অনেক রাত তো, বাংলাদেশে প্রেক্ষাপট, পাশাপাশি আমরা তো সবাই তো ইংলিশে জানি, অনেক গ্রাম অঞ্চল থেকে মানুষ আসেন। প্লিজ একজন আপু
আগে আসছে বিটবেন্ডার, তো ওনার ওখানে কিন্তু আছে।
আপনার যদি প্রবলেম হয় ইউ ক্যান লিভ।
না,
আপনার যদি পারিবারিক কোনো সমস্যা থাকে ইউ ক্যান লিভ।
আপনি পরবর্তীতে কোশ্চেন করতে পারবেন ইনশাআল্লাহ, আমরা আছি। আর এখানে আসলে আমরা একজন দুজনের জন্য আমরা অনেকেই চেষ্টা করছি আপনাদের জন্য যে বাংলায় ট্রান্সলেশন করার, ব্যাখ্যা দেওয়ার, কিন্তু আপনি তো দেখছেন হ্যাঁ, যখন আমরা শুরু থেকে চেষ্টা করেছি আমাদেরকে ইন্টারাপ্ট করে বলা হয়েছে যেন আমরা ব্যাখ্যা না দেই এবং পরবর্তীতে দেই। তো আসলে এখন মেজরিটি যেটা চাচ্ছে সেটাই তো করতে হচ্ছে।
ভাই, আমাদের মেজরিটি কোশ্চেন কিন্তু চলে আসে, অ্যানসার, কোশ্চেনের অ্যানসার
আপনি
চলে আসছে।
এরপরে যদি আপনি বুঝতে চান আরো পার্সোনালি আপনার লিডারদের সাথে কথা বলুন, অবশ্যই ইনশাআল্লাহ আপনি অ্যানসার পাবেন। উইল অ্যানসার, মানে আমরা ওর সাথে যতটুকু সময় পাচ্ছি অ্যাজ আ সিইও হি ইজ গিভিং ইজ 1 hour worth of time।
আর ওনার কিন্তু আমাদের এখানে রাত 11টা বাজে, ওনার ওখানে রাত 12টা বাজে।
It's 2 of them.
Yes. Okay.
তো আমরা একটু প্রায়োরিটি দেই কারণ আমরা তো আছি।
When are you stay now?
Say again?
He's asking where are you staying now?
Oh, I live in Thailand.
Thailand.
Yes.
Wow, nice.
It's
okay.
it's pretty okay. It's
I come 22 July in Thailand.
Oh, very good. Very good. It's I've lived here for almost 15 years now.
Okay. Nice.
মঞ্জু ভাই, আমার মনে হয় আমির হোসেন ভাইয়ার কোনো কোয়েশ্চেন আছে, উনি হাত তুলে আছে।
আমির হোসেন ভাই প্লিজ আস্ক।
What was that?
আমির হোসেন ভাই আপনার আনমিউট করেন, আনমিউট করে কোশ্চেন জিজ্ঞাসা করেন ভাই। আমির ভাই শুনতে পাচ্ছেন?
ভুলে উঠছে।
আচ্ছা,
ওকে।
না কোনো কোশ্চেন নাই, চালু করুন।
Okay, bro, actually I not my question, only please I request you make sure that our people get enough support from your project.
Well, I'm here, man.
You will focus me and see I'm a very good person.
I'm here. Don't worry. This is community all around the world is important to me. So I'm happy. This is actually the first sort of national stream that I've done with a group, and we'll do more in the future. So you guys are the first.
Okay.
I hope this won't be the last.
No, of course not. Of course not. No, we'll do it. And at some point in time, I will I'll come hang out and we can do an actual get together there. I'd be more than happy to. I'm gonna answer. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We'll be honored. Don't worry.
So one last question, one last suggestion you can. Sorry. Please, you first.
No, I was just going to say, I was going to answer Shaheen's question here. How will this program, how will we work this in the future? What is the progress? Everything is moving along very nicely. We have, well over 100,000 nodes that have come online over the past 3.5, 4 weeks now. And we have a live service. People can actually use it. We will have consumptive use of the token at day 1. As soon as it goes live, the entire system will run on it. We have 1.2 million users. We have 200 companies. And we have a pretty massive and excited community that is all coming together to support what we've got going on. And so things are moving forward very, very nicely, and I look forward to seeing the entire community grow in the future.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thanks.
Pleasure. Siam, did you have another question?
I'll take 5 minutes more,
Sure.
not more than that.
Go ahead.
Basically, it was just coming from the last question. I was thinking, why not giving the $50 to that project, basically to that specific project, whom we are voting for?
Why? Oh, well, because it depends on what's happening, right? Because it's not just a question of, you can fund a project all you want all day long. It doesn't have to be a governance vote. The governance votes ultimately involve a few different things. It's like funding decisions or grants, or there's a few things that can come from that. If you want to just give $50 to a project and do a community grant pool type thing, I would absolutely support that. I think that that's a fantastic idea. But from a governance perspective, what we don't want, okay, is we don't want to spend, like, how do I put this? We don't want to create GoFundMe. Okay, it's not a GoFundMe type campaign where it's like people are, coming in and everyone has to, feed it $50 in to reach a goal or something like that. The idea is as a governance vote, it forces you to be in a position where you put tokens into they're burned to be able to indicate your feeling one way or the other. If we were to do it another way, where it's giving it to a project, what we end up doing is we end up having to have a specific address that holds those tokens until a certain threshold is reached and then releases those tokens to somebody else, which means that we as a company would have to hold on to a potential bunch of users' tokens before handing it out to another project. And that is just not, it's not a thing we want to do. We don't want to be GoFundMe. We don't want to be a bank. Those are not things we're interested in doing, if that makes sense.
Sorry for interrupting though.
Sure.
This $50 worth of token is kind of like a gateway or eligibility to, enter the community's decision-making panel or whatsoever.
No, it's not. It's only for, so basically the way that it works is you have one person who puts up a big chunk and says, this is a thing that I feel very strongly about, and there can be a bunch of people that can come together to be that. Okay, then you need to be able to demonstrate an amount of sort of groundswell support. That's where the $50 of tokens comes in. It's not for every single vote. It's only for those who are saying, like, look, we also support this. Then once it reaches a certain threshold, then it opens up and it becomes an actual vote that everyone can join in on. And so if you're operating a node, you can participate in those votes. Okay, you don't have to get to the point where $50 is being burned, unless you want to participate in the early stages of that vote before it becomes an actual vote, if that makes sense. And again, don't take, like, this is how do I, it is the best view that we have to it right now. It doesn't mean it has to be exactly this. It's just the best way to think about it at this moment, if that makes sense.
This early stage.
Yeah. And the tech behind the governance isn't all there yet. We're, right now our focus is on the DePIN and making sure that works and making sure that the nodes stay online and, all of these things. So that's our main focus right now. The rest of this comes a little bit later. And there's also other parts of, other decentralization like validators and stuff for the L1 that are part of this conversation later, if that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. And I do agree on the GoFundMe thing that you said, that it would really look, negative.
Yeah, we don't want that. And then if so, then if people if you burn your tokens to vote for something, and then we give out some of our ecosystem fund to a project, and that project doesn't work or it's a problem, it's ecosystem funds that have been wasted. If it's your funds that you all put together into a bucket, and then we give that bucket and we hand it to somebody else and they rug, then we've become part of that. It's just it just doesn't. It's no good.
Yeah, completely understand that. So I would love to show you something. We're wearing a let me show you.
Sure.
Let's not talk. Our webcam is not that good. Let's hope you can see us.
Hey,
Hey,
I love it.
yeah, I'm wearing a t-shirt.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
It pushed me into one as well, don't worry.
There we go.
I wasn't scared, even I wasn't scared.
I'm willing to give away this kind of
উনি
this.
কি বলে ওনার কথাটা যে একটা তর্জমা করবে এমন কোনো লোক নাই
আমরা তর্জমা করব ভাই, তর্জমা করব ইনশাআল্লাহ।
বাইনচোদরা কি গেঞ্জি দেখা বলেন মিটিং করতেছে এই মাদারচোদেরা খানকির ফোলারা মাদারচোদেরা মিটিং ইংলিশ মিটিং করতেছে যে মাদারচোদেরা খানকি মাগিরা কি
Okay, let's ignore.
Oh, let's ignore.
There are gonna be people who are, useless and worthless.
And use abusive words. Let's not lose our hopes on that. People will change.
No worries, guys. Not a problem. With that in mind, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up for this evening, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please, sure.
Thank you once again. Thank you, Jason, for giving your time to us, and hopefully you can do this more in future. Thank you again.
Thank you, guys.
I think Monju bhai would like to say something at the end. I don't know.
Sure.
Okay, bro. Nice to meet you. I'm so pleased to talk with you.
I'm happy.
Next time I should meet you in Thailand. I best try.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much.
আমরা
Same bhai, close করে দেন, হ্যাঁ।
we'll wrap it up.
Mr. Jason, just 1 minute, please, just 1 minute. From our Bangladesh community, we feel really honored and we are proud. You give your first Zoom meeting with us, and we are really proud for this one, And I really appreciate and thanks from our all community, and hope you continue your support to us in the future.
I'm here. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you taking the time. And Siam reached out, and I'm happy to be here to chat with you guys. I suspect I'll be doing a lot more of these in the future. So those of you from other communities, don't hesitate to reach out. Happy to hop on and have these conversations. But it is past midnight, and I think I've been going since about 5 a.m. this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and drop off the call.
Good night.
Thank you guys so much. And